So unlike number 2 where it was split up into
A bunch of bullshit that nothing really mattered. Yes.
I mean, it mattered when our good old friend Edgeworth came back.
Yeah, that was the only fucking good part of the last case in that, was Edgeworth. But hey, you know, in this game, there are characters that I get to voice, and I am happy about it.
How did I get into this mess? Why? Why did I do that? Ow, snap!
This is some nice 8-bit stuff right here.
None of your business. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk for her like that!
You fucking killed him!
Oh snap! Me and my pink sweater are going away now! It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I totally didn't just snap that man's neck in a fit of rage. It wasn't me. The devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. Played insanity. Five years
earlier. Mia Fey's second trial. Mia Fey's.
Her second ever trial. Mia, remember.
Yes, because Maya's the one that's alive. Mia's dead.
Just so you know, right before we see him, there is a returning character, of which I'm going to try my best to get his voice down, because it's been a while.
It's finally time. Kind of nervous. Mr. Grossberg, good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're gonna get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let's go of my late lapels.
Sure.
You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm so sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me with what your earnest request last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. And quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean.
What? You've already learned all the relevant facts?
About that, you see. I mean, of course I have. I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Good morning, everyone. Try to keep smiling. I just want to say, I'll give it all I've got. It'll be fine, no problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rye? It's alright. Like the Flying Brothers. We'll screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what the mask is for. My doc says this way, I won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Right.
Must be a Japanese doctor, because we sure in America we're not.
You have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I'll save you. Please let go of my shirt. Need to stay strong for your client. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. First time I appeared in court was a year ago. that trial traumatized me so badly that I'd never set foot in another courtroom.
We'll speak of that day on a later date.
It's been 1 year since then, and here I am again. But this time I'm going to win. She went against Edgeworth, didn't she?
She had to go through a lot of things that day.
For my client and for myself. You see, at least we're just dealing with people that we know, and we're not gonna have to deal with some crazy character.
Like how they gave it. I like how they gave us the. It's my boy.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright. The defense is ready. I can't remember who did the voice, me or you.
I don't think either of us really did the voice for this guy. I don't remember. Because I'm pretty sure I know I didn't. Or did I?
No, I'm the one who did the voice for this guy.
Yeah,
I remember now. And now he's got that Elvis-looking haircut.
Yeah, he's got that fucking hair.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense today, Miss Mia Fey, was it? Yes. Is there a problem? I'm under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was leading the defense. Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency. But is that him standing right next to you? Yes, well... You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this? Of course, Your Honor. I think. Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please. Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon.
Hello.
What's that all about? Trying to trash talk in the courtroom?
I mean, they call this man the rookie killer for a reason. And yes, people do call him that.
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on that day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University.
Ivy University.
The murder
Doug Swallow.
Student named Doug Swallow.
That is I feel bad for him. He must have got bullied.
He was a fourth-year student studying pharmacology.
Like pharmaceutical drugs and whatnot.
I am 90% sure that has a different name, but alright.
Yeah, probably. I'm just assuming.
Well, it probably has another name nowadays. It might have been that way when they made this game.
Also, what year was this game? 2004? 2003?
Probably somewhere
Probably
around
2000.
then.
Because I think the first game came out in 2002, and it was
the
like...
very first game came out in 2001.
Well, if that came out in 2001, then this had to come out in 2003, because each game was released one.
This was when Capcom actually put the work in.
Yeah, this is before the whole on-disc DLC.
Sounds like he was a very bright young man. Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the crime scene. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who'd obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police. Certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well, the court accepts this photo into the record of evidence. By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo. Hehehe. Your reputation for I just want to say Saga City, but that
Saga City. Oh, yeah, hold on. I'm gonna Google this word.
because I don't know how to say this one.
Saga City. The quality of being sagacious. The fuck does that mean?
Sagacity?
Yes, the Google thing says sagacity, so yes.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is, this victim died a rather unusual death. An unusual death? What do you mean, Mr. Payne? Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
By the way, if his first name is Max, then props to this game.
I think it's Thomas, I believe.
That's not as good, man. It's gotta be Max Payne.
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a genteel man, if you will.
God, you're disgusting. A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The call. Please say you know at least this much.
I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up. Now see here. The details of the case are found in the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
Yep.
Well, then yeah. But we would know.
Fatal electric shock.
Man.
Winston Payne.
Winston. Oh, look at that picture. That is adorable.
I gotta say, his face, like just the way he looks right now, reminds me of fucking Winston from Overwatch.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Look at the data there, and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes,
also,
sir.
remember to bring up a guide, because none of this shit makes sense.
Gotta stay calm. Can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. I already know what it is. Electrocution. Hypothermia. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Bitch. How could such a thing happen?
You see, Phoenix Wright has the power to command lightning, struck down his opponent.
The murderer used some new type of super powerful stun gun? The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there's one more vital issue. And what is that? Why, motive, of course. Apparently there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant. Bad blood. What do you mean by that? Oopsie, I'm so terribly sorry. Here is a defense attorney. You must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing a spotlight like this.
That's Winston Payne for you. He's one.
Smooth operator.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Told you they called him that.
Let's hear from the defense. What was the source of bad blood between the victim and the defendant? Evidence.
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all weapons can be found in the court. Find the evidence you need and shove it off to old Greybeard.
Right in the old Greybeard's face. Try to set a better example for the young lady.
The evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's files are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with tabs, so be sure to do it. I don't recall them actually telling us this in the first game, and I know you didn't figure that out. And you
I
didn't
figure it
tell
out
me
till,
until
like,
much later after that.
I figured it out at some point during the first game, and then I've publicly told you during the second game.
I was like, you didn't even tell me. It's like, you fucking just did it, and I'm this. Okay, now you're gonna present Dahlia Hawthorne.
The reason
What
for the
the
bad
fuck
blood
are-
between two of them was this woman here.
Okay, did you even wait for me, or did you just do it right?
I immediately did it because the thing is, you're talking about profiles. I remember as we looked over at Winston Payne earlier, I noticed there was a woman there that we didn't know, and the very first argument was about a girl between the two. So therefore, through obvious elimination, it's her.
Calm the fuck down when you're doing this shit. All right, you know you have to me before you can do the thing, even if you know that you. Because I need to know that you know you're right.
I just charged into like a fucking raging bull and nailed. Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to pick up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow.
Please never say that again, Mr. Payne.
Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Oh, he's done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge like.
Oh, shit. Mr. Payne, call up your first witness. If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright. Fine, after all, Wright's innocent, right?
You know what's funny?
Has no objection.
You know what's funny?
What?
If you think about it, this is like Phoenix Wright has been accused of murder twice.
Yeah.
Because the second time was when fucking corporate America was like, "Yo, this man is the murderer."
Yo, this bitch did it. And then
The
Maya's
murderer.
been accused twice as well.
Oh yeah, you know, there's a trend here. It's only a matter of time before Pearl gets accused of murder twice.
Witness, please state your name and occupation. Oh, yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is... Well, right now I guess I'm just a suspect. No, he means what you did before you were arrested. Oh. Achoo! Achoo! I was a university student.
I mean, you still.
Still don't have a job. Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student. But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you.
You know, panicking like that is not going to help you.
I'm telling you, I was... Gah! Will the defense please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
He doesn't have it. Give him some cold medicine.
It seems the witness has something he wants to say. Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation to the victim. Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I... I admit I was there, but I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even wanted to talk to that stuck-up British wannabe.
God, you suck at this.
I see, you hardly knew the victim. Right, like I said, I'm not a killer. It's like the judge understands.
That's not true at all. You're being too naive.
What? It seems you've forgotten one small thing, young lady. And that would be... the witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination. Cross-examination?
He's right. And it's to carry out purposes to determine if the witness testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If their statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court all eyes must be down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
So that testimony just now, there was a lie? A contradiction? Now then, your cross-examination, if you please. You wouldn't do that to me, would ya? My good old buddy, old pal.
Okay, you're gonna press him on the statement, "I never talked to that stuck-up British wannabe." Now, I don't know, I don't know if I like this music. First game, obviously.
You see, the music so far, I can't do anything, I can't say anything for or against right now. Because I want to get to that point where we start pushing the criminal into a corner, and then we get that badass music where we're just hammering down with evidence after evidence piece. Where we get the good music.
I mean, it's not as good as the first game, but I'm just hoping it's better in the second one.
I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Phew. Well, Mr. Wright, it wasn't me, I'm not a killer.
Jesus Christ, man, calm the fuck down.
How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe? Yeah, well...
Okay, so now on this statement, you're gonna present crime number 1.
The big Union jacket. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure it was right there on his back. There's some points of this line of questioning. Your Honor, please take a look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute, he's wearing a leather jacket. Union Jack was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. If that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket.
He's guilty. Put him away.
Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me.
Mia, you've made our client cry.
Let him. That P on that chest doesn't even stand for Phoenix anyways. Can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong. That was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defendant's lies for me. It's quite clear this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime. I may have gone too far.
I may have fucked up.
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it? Yeah, I took some, but... Was it the medicine that you took... Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X? Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey,
That's
wait a
probably a pretty
second.
good tagline.
How do you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Why would you be a fan of a particular type of medicine?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Phoenix is probably a Cold Killer X addict.
Well, I actually seem to have lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright,
Honestly.
shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now? Huh? Your Honor, I'd like you to take another look at the crime scene. What's this in the victim's hand? It's Cold Killer X. Kills the cold good. Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
Oh, that good old objection noise.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to, especially since Mr. Phoenix Wright's fingerprints are all over it. What?
Excuse me?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine dropped by Mr. Wright and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify the killer as Phoenix Wright.
No human being would have that method of forethought to even plan that before their death.
Now, my question is, why does he have Phoenix Wright's cold medicine?
Exactly.
Yeah, Anna, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence. But we'll accept them in the record. I mean, how do we know our victim wasn't a pill popper?
Again, fucking Phoenix Wright is a Cold Killer X ad, man. He's gonna OD one day.
I mean, fuck it. I mean, have we tested the bottle to see if there's anything wrong with this medicine? I mean, fuck, our victim could have been a pill popper and OD'd on this shit.
Yeah, well, we should try to check and see, like, if there's if it was laced with, like.
I mean, if you think about it, this guy found Phoenix Wright's cold medicine, had it in his hand and everything. How do we know he wasn't popping pills that were, I don't know, supposed to drug him in some way? Also, the victim's wristwatch is broken. Broken? Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it. Well, Mr. Wright, you have some kind of explanation for all this?
I didn't do it!
This is bad.
Oh, my buttocks. My poor hemorrhoids. Yeah, he keeps going on about his hemorrhoids.
It's not being very helpful right now. Ow. The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind the building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 o'clock, we split up. Then later, I went back, I found him lying there. I had been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days. I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on that day of the accident. Mr. Wright, that's completely different from the testimony you gave previously. Sorry, Your Honor. I'm afraid you wouldn't believe the truth. You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible. Mr. Wright, don't tell me more lies.
You're gonna press him on the statement he was in the pharmacology behind.
Was it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, we were both there right on time.
So you know that thing that happens when you disconnect and reconnect after 2 seconds?
Yes.
Oh god! Wasn't expecting that.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure that it likely just fucked up the entire recording from beforehand.
For me, I have the volume at reasonable. Do I see that number?
Wait, are you actually able to see this like layout here?
No, I can't. I'm in game, but I was able to see like a black box with a number in it.
So you saw me raise up the general Discord to 75.
Apparently, yes. That was weird.
Neat. You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct? Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him
I was right.
Alchemist of IVU. An alchemist, I see. I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. He has a whole lab and everything.
He was making meth.
It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Did you really struggle to say machines?
Probably.
Because I'm pretty sure you said machines.
Well, you see, I'm also trying to drink at the exact same time as I'm reading some of this stuff.
How were you drinking also talking at that time?
You'd be amazed at the shit I do. Most of the time while I'm doing that voice for Edgeworth, I'm normally chugging a bottle of soda in the process of doing that.
How? You shouldn't be able to speak doing that.
You see, when I do the Edgeworth voice, it dries out my throat really fucking fast.
Good lord. It's not. I mean, it doesn't even sound that strenuous. Fucking voices I make for some of these.
Well, I went back and watched our very first thing of Meekins again. Just listening to how I did that voice hurt my throat while listening to it.
Then I gave it a little bit more oomph.
Yeah. How fascinating. It sounds like he was quite the ambitious young man.
For the pharmaceutical department.
I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Sure. I don't know all that much, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity? Yep. They look dangerous. You use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables. Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. High voltage cables run overhead around the roof.
Okay, now you're gonna press him on the statement. Throw a bit of time on the day of the ice.
So this one?
Yes.
On the day of the incident, what'd you do for lunch? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Yo. Shh. Why did you...
Oh, I'm sorry, I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. That's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. Then the defendant returned to the scene of the crime for unknown reasons. I'm not entirely convinced his explanation about the medicine bottle either. Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted. What do you mean? I knew it was too much for a little girl.
She's not even little, you fucking...
There is one mystery that still remains. There is, Your Honor. How the murder was carried out, of course. Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct? Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor.
Please stop saying Mr. Swallow.
Mr. Swallow?
Fucking Doug Swallow, that's the word. You know, there's an even worse name later on, but I'll save that for when it comes up. Established murder method.
Your Honor. Yes, Miss Faye? I believe that if I were able to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died. That would be most impressive. Hehehe. Quite a brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Well, I mean, you haven't produced one bit of evidence yet, so...
Of course I know that. I totally forgot about all that. Let's see what you got.
You are gonna present crime photo number 1.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well. What?
What?
But there's nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is gonna have to explain this with a bit more detail.
Now you're gonna choose the cable right above the body.
Well, naturally, it's right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remembers the testimony we've heard? The machines the pharmacology students use, and their experiments require high voltage. And because of that, there's special high voltage cables strung up everywhere. So then a high voltage cable... Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation. Certainly sounds plausible. Well, Miss Payne, what do you have to say about this? Well, I believe some praise is in order. Don't toy with me, old man. Now, the victim's cause of death may have indeed been a high voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies.
That implies Phoenix Wright's a sick bastard for using that type of weapon.
The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was the defendant.
Digging up some holes in our client's defense.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish Mr. Wright was the murderer. You do? What is it? His fingerprints. And the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides a medicine bottle. Let's take another look at this crime scene photo. Jesus Christ.
I see the box again.
Alright, there we go. This is more fine sounding, it's not in our ears. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well. You mean? Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand. What?
Well, he did push the fucker, so that's unfortunate.
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards the severed electrical cable.
Now you're assuming the cable was severed already at that point.
Yeah.
First of all, why would they have that meeting at that place next to a severed electrical cable?
Yes, see.
During the rain.
Because it wasn't severed beforehand. He was electrocuted after he was murdered.
Why would you electrocute a dead body?
No, the thing fell on top of him after he was killed.
Oh, whatever. Stick a fork in us. We're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
My hemorrhoids never lie. The show's over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent. No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt. Your Honor, at this time I am prepared to render a verdict. Do you have something further to add? Is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. I'm definitely not going to get you thrown in jail if you fuck this up for me. Miss Faye, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you and I'll represent you to the end. You've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything. Wait a minute. Mr. Wright, I'll tell you what really happened. I've already told you, Mr. Wright, there's no need to further... I did it. I'll admit, I pushed him. It was my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Oh yeah, this is jamming.
This is some good shit, right? You know, one of my favorite music tracks and like games up Tetris theme. I'm not even joking.
Now, the Tetris theme, that's an entire video in and of itself, how fucking great that is. God, he fucking Spartan pushed him.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Phoenix Wright. Oh, well, you're guilty.
What you just said, was that the truth? Yes, I was afraid if I told the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure. We're all clearly convinced that you are. Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear, I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Faye? I believe in you. You really did push the victim.
Ooh, I feel so. When the Harlem Shake.
Okay, either A, this has to be part of the remaster, or B, this was made in 2012.
Exactly, because that's why I had asked. Fucking Harlem Shake with 2004.
Because Filthy Frank was the one who invented the Harlem Shake, at least as a trend. So that would imply this game did not come out in 2004, but it had to be a later date.
But no, it did come out in either 2003 or 2000, which is confirmed.
Because I can tell you for a fact, the first game came out in 2001. that guy, he was talking bad about Dolly.
Oh, my shoulder!
I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At
Oh,
that
my
moment,
suave Britishness has been wounded!
I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back. He was just lying there, dead.
Oh, pushed by the stomach. Come on now, Doug, you'll have to swallow for now.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When you pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock. And that, as they say, is that. Simple explanation indeed.
Still a minute, he had a heart attack.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. But from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted. But when I pushed him, there wasn't any electrical cables nearby. There had been something like that. Even I would have noticed it. Miss Faye, let me warn you right now, if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without any further delay. We clear on that? Yes.
Oh, be clear that you only have one chance to get yourself out of this hole. Down, down.
Ugh.
Okay, you're gonna press him on the statement, at the moment I heard some kind of loud noise. Well, at that moment. Hold it!
A loud noise. What would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure. It was really loud. It was like a snap. You know, come to think of it, I wonder what it was. Heh 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 heh. Clear your honor. It was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that.
You're just a prosecutor, not a detective. Ask for more details.
Mr. Wright, what loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been... When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding?
Oh, he did have an umbrella. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was in the first crime scene photo. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That's probably the noise I heard. Yeah, with the plastic umbrella, cheap and frail. Kind of like the owner.
When I pushed him, and his neck snapped as soon as he fell on the ground.
Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. So, I totally took to the bone.
Of course it's important.
Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more important. It's vital. I want to have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
Okay, on this statement, you're gonna present crime photo number 1.
Why didn't you test out the umbrella from the very beginning? If I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. What do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive. Now!
Oh, his hair!
The victim, he moved? Mr. Payne, this umbrella in the photo, where is it now? Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
God, his hair went limp.
I want it presented as evidence immediately. But the umbrella could have simply been blown up there by the wind.
Broken and pouring rain.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind. But... yeah... I know the matter of this umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment. No!
My flamboyant hairstyle is ruined.
I'll never work again with my great hair. I must say, I find it hard to believe that a huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Like, holy shit. I never thought this would happen.
Grossberg, your hemorrhoids have failed you.
Oh, shit, sorry. Well done, Mia.
Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about? Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It looks foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone. I don't follow. Let me guess, you have another witness. Exactly. And the witness's testimony is Fuck, I'm not even gonna bother.
It is incontrovertible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother saying that. Who is the witness? Miss Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You don't mean Dolly? I do.
You're not allowed to say that, you old man.
The defendant's very own lover is a witness to this whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear. Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this. You can't be serious.
Mia? What do you mean by that?
Good point for us to stop at. Court will enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Halfway done.
Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. So I can start to relax then.
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? What do you mean? She's the love of my life, that's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dahlia and I we first met about 8 months ago. Right here in this very courthouse for some weird reason. I'm studying to be a lawyer on the side anyways. How do you study to be a lawyer on the side?
I don't know.
One day she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met, symbol of our love. I've been wearing it. She'd been wearing it around her neck that day, and then she took it off, but before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So, wasn't I see?
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little dolly. Certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. Now, my question is, why do we never see this bottle again?
Well, you'll find out.
I want to share my happiness with the whole world.
Trust me, a lot of these answers don't get answered until, like, case.
Anyway, so after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
A strange girl asking for a present back.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Weirdly connected? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 22nd, right here in this courthouse. A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. Mia, I think I understand what you're trying to... And I think I understand why such a keen interest in this... You believe there was some connection between the...
I hope you don't mind, Mr. Ghostbird. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be there. Well, looks like recess is about over. We better all get moving.
I guess so. Recess seems sure longer than 20 minutes.
I made shorter to be honest. It seemed like only like 2 minutes to be honest than 20.
I gotta say, I love that fucking sound. Oh my god, we get 10 save slots. More than Konami. It's more than Konami. Konami is giving us.
Yeah, you gotta spend fucking $10 for a save.
Well, it's more than most games give us nowadays. Most games will only give you like 3 at most.
I mean, for fucking Metal Gear Survive, if you only get one, and if you want $10, one more.
I mean, if you look at Capcom's future games after this one came out, there's Dead Rising, Mega Man, and others that only have 3.
Realistically, you only need 3.
You need more than 3.
Not really.
You always need more than 3, you need 5.
Why would you need 5?
Because I'm a motherfucker who's a completionist.
You.
You see, when I play my video games, and I wanna see every ending.
How about when we play Sonic 06, we get complete?
Fuck that game. Fuck that completion rate. Fuck everything about it. We are not doing 100% because that is bullshit, and you know it.
Oh, you don't want to get all the time trials?
I don't even want to do the fucking main storyline. I would rather just
That's all
watch.
there is to do.
I just want to watch the cutscenes and call it a day. The next person is someone who witnessed this crime as it happens.
Yeah, let's just move on, yeah.
The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia's Hawthorne to the stand.
Yes, I'm not bothering giving this one a voice.
How did butterflies get into this courtroom?
But you see, she's the master of putting on a fucking poke.
In my long career as a judge, I have been deceived by many witnesses.
And
It's
you're
my
being
job
deceived
to
right now.
to take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit, you radiate with a glow of complete sincerity.
That or you're just a fucking pedophile.
Oh, now then, witness, could you state your full name? No need to be nervous.
Stop, you old man.
If anyone says anything rude right now, I'll be sure to cut them right down to size. I'll bash them with my gavel.
We're going.
Thank you for calming my nerves. You're all so nice. I feel right at home. Not at all. It was nothing.
We're going to die.
If we may move on now, your full name and occupation.
But
My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say...
I get the joke of it being called Ivy University.
I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here, in your noble presence. I swear to God, she better not have too many lines.
She is a main focal point throughout this fucking game.
Oh God damn it.
So like, I honestly, I would have just give her a fucking basic bitch voice and just be like standard shit like Phoenix Wright. You don't have to give her this voice, because it's gonna annoy me.
I figured this chick would last this case, be found as the murderer, die, and I would never have to hear from her again. But you're saying if she's the main point of this game, I'm assuming she doesn't die during this case, and I'm gonna have to voice her so many goddamn times throughout this game. Am I correct in this assumption that she's going to be coming up a lot more and I'd have to do this shitty voice?
It's something.
The honor is all mine. No, the honor is all mine.
Old man.
Whose milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Now that one is a bit
right.
more.
They're better than
around it. Now I know that one's a lot more with the times of this game, so that one check.
Alright, I'm gonna need to come up with an actual usable voice for this chick if I'm gonna have to voice her multiple times.
I mean, like, you don't even have to fucking voice her.
I'm giving her a voice.
Like, she does, like, she just radiates evil to me.
I think I can do something with that.
She's she's someone who literally, like, makes herself seem like the most innocent thing, but she's like...
You see, that's why I was doing the shitty angelic voice. Because I'm waiting for her to go full psycho, and I would just turn into a straight devil. Kind of like with Morgan Fay. Something I can help you with.
Minus the fucking clam.
Just go on and say whatever's on your mind. I'm sure there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill it.
Yeah, Feeny, yeah. Yeah.
The fuck?
That's the pet name that she. Yo,
I just
Dolly
know it.
and Dolly and Fair.
Now you see, Dahlia. I feel like this is not gonna be like. I have a feeling that something's off about her entirely right now.
I mean, it's. I mean, you know, fucking Mia's took this case specifically for this person, so.
She's a killer, cold-blooded. I can see why you'd say that. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident. I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeny and Dougie were talking behind the building. He was showing him how to Dougie. And then he fell flat on his ass.
Say? I was drinking water.
There's this song called Teach Me How to Dougie. So I decided to make a joke about...
I've never heard of that song.
I've heard about it like, I think, sophomore, junior year. Because while I was going to a soccer game, because I used to play on the soccer team, you know, somebody on the bus started playing Teach Me How to Dougie on their phone. And like everybody on the bus could hear it. And the entire song is just guys saying, Teach me how to Dougie. And it's just repeated like multiple times.
Teach me how to Dougie. And this man here is named Doug Fitz.
And the fact that she gave him the nickname Dougie, I'm just like, I gotta throw one Dougie joke in there.
This is gonna be a good moment to look back when this gets uploaded.
And suddenly, Dougie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's when Feeny noticed I was there. I went to go find some other students and they called the authorities. I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I can recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it's my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
That was the truth.
But I would never. That's more than enough witness. I won't allow this to continue. What do you mean by that? Please, let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win a case with a bunch of paper-thin lies. Tee-hee! You haven't changed a bit. Mia Fey. What's this? Are you two acquainted?
Unfortunately.
Yes. We've met before. Once.
On that fateful day.
That scary old day. The floor is all yours. It's good to see you again, Madam Fey.
She's like 20.
She didn't even make it to be the age of a grandmother. Oh.
Oh yeah, way to call that out. So on the statement, then suddenly Dougie got all wobbly.
The victim just collapsed on his own. Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim, is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did anything to Dougie. He couldn't even do a Dougie.
Please stop. You show contradiction.
You see, I was going to, but you're telling me to wait for you.
Exactly. You're doing good.
Feeble lives are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? What? I would never.
Oh no.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition.
Are you?
That is, she has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job. Now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on his leather jacket. It's already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What?
Excuse me?
There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if he just came out and told us the whole truth. There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything you saw. Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony.
Go forward one. Okay, on this statement, you're gonna present Phoenix's testimony.
Present Phoenix's testimony. You say you didn't hear anything unusual? Is that correct?
But if you were there, you would have heard the snap, crackle, pop of this electricity.
Yes, that's exactly why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me, like the butterflies that followed me into this courtroom.
It was pouring rain at the side of a pharmaceutical building complex of a university.
I find that just a little odd. I hear the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Of your fucking boy toy, you know him?
He clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that? If you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well? Well, maybe the noise wasn't all that memorable. According to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise, like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression. Ah!
My hair! You bitch!
May I have a moment to answer? By all means. I know the reason why I didn't hear the testimony. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on. I was listening to music at the time. Such relaxing, calm music, while I slowly pulled the wings off of one of the butterflies around me.
See, she was listening to Slipknot.
Headphones, you mean both your ears were covered? The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seemed as though Four wasn't ready to have his fun come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Yes, I'm afraid the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
What are you, a fucking child?
Hehehe. Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
I feel like you're full of shit.
That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case.
Okay, you're going to choose... There was lightning.
Your Honor, there's a problem with the witness's testimony. What do you mean? Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct? Yes, what about it? Whoa, what the fuck? That's not a normal sound we hear. Lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Is that correct?
We're getting scientific in the court now.
Now's not time for a science lesson. Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, the case of the death was electrocution. Isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning? Oh, snap.
Now, I find that highly unlikely.
Yeah.
And how would Phoenix not notice that?
I must admit that the thought had not occurred to me.
Also, how would he not be on fire if that...
The entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Doug Swallow was murdered. But the
What
very
if he wasn't
premise
murdered at
itself
all?
is mistaken. The defense believes that Mr. Swallow was in fact the victim of a stray bolt.
Now that is a theory.
The defense may be onto something. Could that be the death was actually accidental?
Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to please not laugh like that at the presence of this girl that is like 20 years younger than you.
I'm
30 even.
hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
I don't think anyone has a high opinion of you at all.
I'm not the fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research. Your Honor, we found that there were no lightning strikes on that day in that location.
You don't know that?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case. What is the evidence? This affidavit. Who's this affidavit from?
You can say affidavit, but not Karita.
Here's the thing. I grew up in a place where affidavit is a word where I actually learned that at like the age of like 7.
Man, I have not heard that word until now.
You've never heard of an affidavit before?
No.
Do you not watch anything related to media?
I've stopped watching television when I was like 13 or maybe 15, somewhere around there. I've been on YouTube for the rest of my life.
But you should have heard of an affidavit if you watch a good number of channels as you claim to watch.
What fucking person is gonna just
Yeah, you do make a good point there. Because I'm 90% sure you don't watch certain channels that I do. I've only watched certain ones because they come up in my recommended feed pretty often.
Why are you watching people? That's YouTube propaganda.
Because I like to listen to a real lawyer talk about special cases from movies and other stuff. I mean, hell, the lawyer actually did a review of the anime of Phoenix Wright. Sadly, not the game, which I would say was kind of a misfire.
I mean, let's be honest though. If he had to review all 3 of these games, he'd be.
I was expecting him to review Case 1 of the first game to kind of get a sense of how it all works.
I mean, he'd be probably was appalled by how inaccurate.
I mean, he was appalled by how the anime failed us so badly at law. Because you remember, the anime was pretty shit. Showing how well the games are made and all that.
I mean, it's kind of hard to get this type of fucking gameplay on like a series.
But I mean, it could have been done better. Hell,
Yeah.
I would do this as like a separate video because I'm not going to explain it all while we're doing a Phoenix Wright game. But I could explain to you how to actually do a Phoenix Wright anime, scene by scene, and I could actually recreate the first episode and actually make it more like the games and actually still make sense. Because it's actually not too hard. It would kind of be similar to making like an EDF anime. Which again is would have to be its own video.
Yeah, that would be a long thing.
To do an entire EDF anime and explain how each episode would work and how to do each one, that's
Plus,
like
I
an
feel
hour
like-
and a half long video.
Plus, I feel like an EDF anime there would everyone just dying horribly.
We'd have to focus more on EDF 5.
Yes, on Storm Team,
Yes.
because there ain't no one else other than Storm Team.
Storm Team's the only survivors.
That and 10% of the world's population. Only 10%. 20% was killed in the first few months.
Yeah, our viewers would remember that because I put that in the title.
Yep. We're wasting time.
Yeah.
I
Pharmacology students who were it's kind of weird how we got on this whole discussion because I know how to say affidavit.
That's true. That is how that started.
The pharmacology students who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power all of a sudden around 3 p.m. that day. It was a blackout. All of a sudden, the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. Lost power because... Precisely. Because they lost all power because of a severed electrical cable. A power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m. Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable. According to the students, the cables were very old. They're planning on having them replaced in the near future. Apparently the cables had become so brittle that even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Now, how about we just find the university?
You see, that would be too easy.
See, Ivy University killed Doug Swallow.
But then who would take responsibility?
Ivy University.
No, there needs to be a face. Who takes responsibility?
The fucking principal, I guess. Whoever runs the
So you're saying the dean would have to take responsibility for the death of a student?
That's what they call them?
Dean, yeah.
A dean?
Yes, a dean.
That sounds so stupid.
Have you never watched any, like, college media? Because, like, a dean is fucking, like, always there. Hell, even in Futurama, there was the dean of Mars University. How do you not know what a dean is?
Why would I ever want information?
Like, I've learned so much stuff from watching different media. I mean, hell, that was how I got ahead in most of middle school because of the fact that I was learning middle school shit in elementary school. Hell, when we learned what a convoy was in the 8th grade, I knew that shit from the 3rd grade. I knew what reinforced was because I know military shit.
That is like got my own. Everything else I just don't give a fuck about.
Hell, honestly, the only reason I even remember that specific set of vocab words was because of the girl next to me telling me I was wrong when I knew for a fact I was right.
Yeah, that's the word. Someone tells you that. No, fuck you.
And the thing is, all I wanted to say to her, you have no idea who the fuck I am.
Do you not know who I am? Do you not know the mediums that I have to know this information?
And I'm just gonna say this girl wasn't that bright anyway, so I just kind of ignored it, kind of passing it off as just her not knowing this stuff when I do. And she didn't even react when she had found out she was actually wrong. She just silently erased it and corrected it. Didn't even bother to apologize to me or any of that shit.
Ah, yes. Prideful bitch, of course.
But I can tell that she had that, like, annoyance that I was right and that there was nothing she could do about it.
This fucking delinquent was right, and I was impossible.
It was probably because I didn't even bother explaining that I was correct in any way. Just more of passing it off as, no, I'm correct and I know it. Now we need to get back to the thing that's troubling the judge.
Yeah, first affidavit, now Dean. Here. Let's get through this, please.
If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, then wouldn't it have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into? Well, I suppose you could say that. Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable? Your Honor, I ain't got shit.
Wait, see, you're gonna present something. And this thing that you're going to present
The newspaper
is going to
clipping.
be... No, stop. It is... Phoenix Wright.
Your Honor, think back to Mr. Wright's testimony. Defendant's testimony. He said after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct? Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that the lab equipment lost power at 2:55, which fits Mr. Wright's timeline? In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Digging a grave for our defendant again.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion, so why are you the one telling us? It was the very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
Wrong!
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne. What's that supposed to mean?
That means you're wrong, bitch.
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right, the victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break. The victim was electrocuted. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, that doesn't make any sense. The victim was shoved into the far pole. He couldn't have been electrocuted by the severed cable in the foreground here. Yeah!
My hair!
In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim. Order in the court. The lamentions of my enemy. How I've longed to hear them.
You missed a whole syllable. It's laminations.
Whatever.
Or lamentations.
Lamentations. Doesn't matter here, we need to get through this. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could... Yeah, interrupted the judge. I was reading his lines and everything, and you interrupted it.
Contempt of court, prison time, death penalty.
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said some things that are a little different than I remember. Bitch, quiet. What the Sam hell?
What the hell are you talking about, Willis?
Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
She says last time, but there's still three more fucking testimonies to cross-examine.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Go right ahead and give your news testimony. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
Is she now?
The truth is, Feeny pushed him bullshit. The first time was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. Then Dougie tried his best to run away from him. But Feeny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping, Dougie being electrocuted. It all occurred in less than a minute. You so full of shit. Tried to run away.
Why are you trying to convict your boy toy, though?
Because she wants a new boy toy. This one's getting boring. He's on death row already. That is when the defendant pushed him for a second time. I'm so sorry, Feeny, but I just have to tell the truth. I'm doing the right thing. Am I, Mr. Judge? Person, sir? Of course you are, my dear. As painful as it may seem, you are. You may proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay.
Literally pushing her on this one, because I remember something.
Okay, you're gonna press her on the statement. The truth is, Feeny pushed him. Achievement time.
Your previous testimony said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry, I wanted to protect Feeny. So, that's why you basically lied to the court.
Contempt of
I was
court.
a bad girl.
No, you stop that. You stop that talk right now, lady. You stop that.
I thought you meant the way I said it.
No, not you. I mean, the way you said it was still but her. She needs to stop that. Writers, please. I know this is a Japanese game, but please.
Yes. Would you please forget little old me?
Okay, now anyone who says little old me is all of a person.
Of course you won't. What you did is called perjury. Now come on, it's just a little old white lie. Bullshit, it's perjury.
I wouldn't call perjury little old white lies.
We'll forget it this time.
Sir, I'm gonna need your.
so
I'm
much,
gonna
Mr.
have to. No, you're fucking fired.
Not
I'm
at
gonna hold
all.
you in contempt of court.
Ho 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 ho.
I mean, the dark alley's gonna get him okay now. So on the statement, the cable snapping and Dougie being electrocuted. Photo number 2.
Hang on, let me check this here. Oh shit!
Look at that watch, boy. Objection!
That's enough bullshit, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. What are you doing? You gonna call me out on a lie?
You gonna call me out, bitch?
You will admit it. Take a look at this picture. Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeny likes to take for his cold.
Not gonna lie, he may be a bit of an addict.
I see him chugging it 24/7. Sometimes he screams, I need more. It scares me. I think he's addicted to it. You might want to put him down. Not the medicine I want you to look at. But in fact, it's the wristwatch. It stopped the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05. Now, what was it you said about how long it took?
Less than a minute, huh? Well, it took him 10 minutes to push him twice, huh?
And your point is, Miss Faye? My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered a power outage due to the cable snapping? Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:50. Ah!
10-minute difference!
Would you care to explain to the court what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval? Yeah, I've got to say, I keep forgetting this controller is sitting here next to me. It scared the shit out of me when it rumbled right next to my hand.
Yeah, man, you gotta be careful about that.
The defense proposes that it was during this interval the real murderer killed Doug Swallow. Order in the court, what's this all about? This is nonsense. The real murderer? Even you can't deny the time difference between the cable break and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for. Then who was it? Are you saying... Who are you else are you saying could have done it? There's only one person that could have murdered Mr. Swallow.
Dick Gumshoe.
Only after my client had left the scene. There was a window of opportunity for the real killer. Is the defense ready to indict someone as the real killer? The moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready. Wait, I don't get a choice here. But remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you speak, Miss Faye. Let's have it.
Will be
Who's the
present
real killer?
Dahlia Hawthorne.
Damn it. I was gonna try and make you think I'd accuse Payne. I hit E. Hell. It could have only been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. Why? How? How can you? The defense is grasping at straws. 10 minutes passed between the time of the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that whole time, Miss Hawthorne? You really listened to music while cheering them on as they fought? I find it hard to believe you didn't lift a finger to stop the men dearest to you. You're just a cold-hearted, trying to get both killed.
Say something, you whore. What did you really do?
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness two men fighting on the day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to death with your very own hands. How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
You lie.
This is a very serious charge you are. Oh shit! Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
He's about to dig his own grave.
What is this? Please strike everything the defense said just now from the court record. Are you daft? Totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she wouldn't do something like that. Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Stop being such a daft. Bailiff, grab that man. Yarr! Leave my dolly alone. Yeah.
That boy. He's got himself way over his head.
Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
Seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. Found the police report on the incident in your newspaper.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for.
You'd better take a good look at it. It details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything about it right now. Oh, ooh. Diego Armando.
Occupational lawyer. Ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Yeah, that's neat. Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this? But really, Your Honor, if I might interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor. Don't you worry, my dear, I have the situation well in hand. Is that go right ahead. Madam Faye, are you really accusing me of killing my sweet Dougie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I told you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead. How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion I would try to frame him is ludicrous. That's all too much for poor old little me to bear.
Be.
8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, the same day, the two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. Further testimony? What about the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What could that possibly have to do with this case? The witness claims she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? Well, then I have evidence to suggest, in fact, she had a very good reason. The court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying for just a bit longer? Of course not, Mr. Judge. Battle for your life.
Man, this is the short.
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse basement's reading room. And when our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. Beat, beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. Lovey, lovey, we literally made people sick. The fuck? Mr. Wright, do that again, you'll be held in contempt of court.
Death penalty, by the way.
Don't you fucking woo me. That's the only thing I could think of the moment you said that.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go. Okay, on the statement, it's like we were destined to meet in this very basement reading room. The oppressor there.
The courthouse reading room. Strange place to meet the love of your life. That's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he's also planning on becoming a lawyer.
important?
I'm not talking about him, I'm talking about you. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room? That line of questioning is a waste of time. That's nothing to do with our murder case. Warning you, this has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
Keep pressing.
Your Honor, if you'll allow me some latitude, I think I can establish relevance.
That's one way to put it.
I got a simple questioning for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room? If it pleases Your Honor, the answer is simply this.
From this statement, you're going to present the police report. You killed my boyfriend!
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of a research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much important reason? What is the meaning of this cocky smile on your face, Miss Fay? 8 months ago, right here in this very courtroom, there was another tragedy. Another tragedy? Ah, shit. You mean the incident in which this attorney was poisoned? The name of the suspect in this incident is listed here in this report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What? Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. She was a prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago. This is unbelievable. Is it true then? The loveliest rose can be... I was reading that, you dick.
How dare you do that, Mr. Payne?
Miss Fay, that's not fair. You can't slander my witness with unrelated cases. I, Winston Payne, will not. Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking. Pardon me, go right ahead then. It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me. Expressed some interest, huh? Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I'll tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago. Bullshit. Tied the two crimes together.
Well done, Mia. Oh, you really lit a fire in my heart. And my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids. You should probably go see a doctor about those hemorrhoids.
Yeah, you really should. Could cause some problems in the future. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for a moment and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was liquid poison that is lethal in just 2 teaspoons. Not only that,
would you fucking know?
I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you
How
see,
would you know that?
I'm innocent. Yeah, I've gotta be honest, I find full bullshit in this, saying that she knows so much about the poison, and even I didn't know the poison.
See, she is a poison enthusiast. She knows about all types of poison.
I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
I mean, you know about it so well.
However, you've heard from the witness's testimony she had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of the tricks. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve. Yeah. What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Haha, Mia. You're glowing with a true lawyer aura. Proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely. Okay, now on the statement innocent, I present Doug Swallow.
What statement you cut out?
So you see I'm innocent. You can present Doug Swallow. The Mr. Swallow him.
Shit.
What did you just present the fucking?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm using a controller when I really shouldn't be.
You stop using a controller.
Yeah, I'm done with using the controller.
So it's gonna be Doug Swallow, not the attorney batch.
Alright. That last part never happened.
I mean, the bar says otherwise.
The bar doesn't exist. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow? That's right. Right up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. If you'll recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University. Pharmacology? His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit would have never obtained such a rare, special poison. Seems he had access to the poison after all. And then, it was a matter of slipping into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was sitting at his very table. You. Nah. Could it be? That's nothing but a baseless accusation. May I say something, Madam Faye? And what is that? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct?
How would you know that?
In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of container. I was searched immediately after the incident took place. Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down. But they didn't find any suspicious container anywhere, did they? You could easily get rid of something that small. This is a court of law. You need to show some kind of proof. I know what it is.
It'll be Dahlia's present.
Conducted a full search. Yes, the container. If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, there's a container.
Dahlia's present.
Haha! You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone you knew wouldn't be searched. Who was this person? Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course. So the defendant was this witness's accomplice? Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. But that's charming little necklace. This little bottle. It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss Faye? The day the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the same day as the incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away. Deadly poison in here? No, no longer poison. However, if a certain crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount. Nah.
Phoenix, no!
On behalf of Dahlia, I object. Mr. Wright, control yourself. I won't let you bully her like this. Thought I told you to stay in your seat. Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love. Love makes you do stupid shit, which is why I never follow in it.
Somebody throw this man in prison.
Madly in love. Haven't heard anyone say that in a long time. Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you?
Jesus Christ, Mia.
She must be in love with me too. Mr. Wright, for the love of God. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you
Is because of the necklace.
is because Dahlia Hawthorne was not madly in love with you. The only reason she's after is that necklace you love to wear around your neck. A necklace? Back there in the waiting room you said yourself. Every time I see her, she always asks the same thing. Please give it back. For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she had to get it back. You're lying.
You lie.
But you never gave it back. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met.
Kind of like an asshole.
That's why she... I don't believe it. No, it's a lie. Wah.
He's gone insane.
Getting late. Bailiff, hurry, after him.
Mia, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, he went completely insane. He done murdered 10 cops.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough.
Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's president's gone.
What? That's terrible.
Mr. Wright must have grabbed it when he slammed into me.
Foolish boy. That's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now? Oh man, I really need to pee.
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of court. I'm sorry. I'm afraid your apology is not enough. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. Just give me the necklace. I ate it.
Have fun shitting that back out.
Yo, what? You ate it? It was too big to swallow. So I did chew it into little bits first, but yeah.
Dude, your mouth must be bleeding with glass.
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Just your stomach hurt. That bottle you swallowed had poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that
Listen,
bottle
keep
did
going
not
on.
contain a deadly poison.
You keep going with this. I need to pee. I will be right back.
Alright. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. How can you be sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, it's more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that, or the poison must have lost its potency. There, it's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It's heartwarming to see you place this much faith in the right. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust a witness with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough! Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of events. Why? It may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. In a court of law, evidence is everything. Now that suspicion around Miss Hawthorne has been cleared, I'd like to proceed with the trial. Mr. Wright. Sorry, Miss Faye. I slipped my mind. Really sorry.
Okay, I'm back.
Believed in me. I know you believed in me. I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There is something I forgot to tell you.
Oh, what'd you forget, buddy?
That day I met Doug Swallow.
Oh, you met him that day?
It's that girl. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time, too. It could have only been her. The girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that.
And that's how I killed him.
Did you really say that? That's ridiculous. There's only one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was there. She was crouched over next to him. She told me not to ever tell anyone ever about it. But I'm sorry. Your Honor, the defendant is Faye. You tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent.
She totally did it.
The defense believes Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison the night before she killed Doug Swallow. Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill. You're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this.
Phoenix Wright.
There was one person standing in Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous. After all, Doug Swallow was murdered. That's how things worked out, but let's remember, Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person Miss Hawthorne was planning the poison was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else it could be. We're in love. I'll bring her to justice. Cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident. The bottle necklace was all she cared about. Forrester murdered him. I can only think of one thing. How to get rid of that bottle necklace as quickly as possible. Pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for quite a while. There's just one problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it. To him, the tiny bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. She wanted to retrieve that piece of evidence. It can't be true. Faney, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I haven't told you time and time again to keep your trap shit about me and that necklace. You disgust me. Hawthorne, it appears we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I'll tell you the plan on making you into a criminal. No matter what I say. You are a criminal. We'll see about that, but first, where's your evidence? It seems your shivering little crybaby of a client has eaten that bottle as a snack. Senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face? What's happened to you? You used to be so nice 5 minutes ago. Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now if you don't mind.
That's not.
But we're not finished. Fine. Then I'll ask this nasty old hag to finish up already.
If you keep on pushing without that, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price? You're forced to take off your attorney badge forever, I'm afraid. You better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray. God, that fucking hurts. Would like to present proof. Impossible, you can't possibly. Stupid woman. Therefore, I will allow one piece of evidence. If you're unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will be immediately handed down. Tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she can even get the chance to soar.
Cold Killer X.
Yeah! Here it is, the evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all. Phoenix Wright, beloved cold medicine? Hehehehe. Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned. What? Remember what the defendant said in his testimony. Lost my bottle of it around lunchtime that day on the accident. She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing Mr. Wright was going to take some. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine. I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence? 8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her little bottle necklace, which she gave to someone else for safekeeping. Then, she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That's when the murderer, Dahlia, appeared. With her, she was carrying a poison bottle of Cold Killer. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright. And she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about, and a cut of electrical cable. That's when she realized I couldn't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used a severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, had come back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students were showing up as well. It's hardly any wonder she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. She was carrying a bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She asked someone to hold it. In this case, our victim, Doug Swallow.
Yeah, if there's a Grossberg line happening right now on screen.
Actually, the whole courtroom was silent.
Okay.
Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? The stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor? Ah. Yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation. I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy liar, then there's no need to worry. So show us. I dare you take some medicine right now. Maya Fey? Mia Fey? Do you think you've won? Well, do you?
Yeah, you should calm down with the voices now, man. You sound like you're dying.
I am. That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge. See you later, too. Fine. Yes. I'm gonna spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best before you perish like the rest.
Well, boom, man, we done did it.
Finally over. I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown any scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim. Your witness seems to accept it. I don't care, I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this. Yes? Would you care to try some cold medicine? What? Just a little earlier. I could have sworn you said. It's alright, rookie. I would trust a witness with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right? Well, you see, yes. And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Shows this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for her? Are you willing to bet your life?
My hair!
My beautiful hair! Nah!
And that's how he aged 20 years in 5 seconds.
Jesus Christ. No!
Yep, the hair is back to normal, baby.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file the papers for her immediate arrest. From the beginning.
Yeah, sure you had to be a fucking old-ass pedophile, man.
Yes, Your Honor. Or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
So you see, she killed my boyfriend back in the day.
Whether we did or not has no bearing on the case. Mr. Payne, this can't be happening. This is a nightmare. It's like losing my daughter. Along with his hair. It can't be true. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
The timeline is correct, ladies and gentlemen. He will become a lawyer.
Court is adjourned. The end.
So the epilogue of the case to go through. Mia, you were wonderful out there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg, which was absolutely nothing.
I mean, he gave us the notes, you know.
Still, worthless.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to Vesuvius.
Ew. Mr. Grossberg, do you think maybe you could stop talking about them?
Well, you know, the green screen says I'm not allowed to talk, so, Yep, still green screen.
Alright, I'll finish out this case then.
Yeah.
Anyways, this case really made me think.
Okay, it's back. Don't worry, man's back. Don't worry. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of them. Like Mr. Von Karma? Oh, he doesn't trust anyone for shit.
Ah, Mr. Wright, congratulations. You aren't going to die today. I was thinking. Go on. The dolly I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I know could have never said those kinds of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. This kid don't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright, for your own sake. You're right, probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try and grow up a little. But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Bullshit.
Well, you gotta remember, his only friends currently that are still around is Larry.
Yeah. Yeah, I see your point. Yeah. That is a sad reality.
I mean, he had Edgeworth.
But, he fucked off and became a prosecutor.
Yeah. Right now I'm studying to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. I thought you were in the art department. Yeah, I am. But there's a friend of mine that I desperately want to help. If I hurry, I should be able to save him in time. Say, Miss Fay, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they're in trouble, right? Mr. Wright, I'm still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. I'm going to do it. I'm going to become a lawyer. I hope we see each other again someday, maybe even in court.
As my boss.
Yeah.
And then I'll be the guy who takes down your murderer.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned and even managed to save my friend. But Maya passed on to a better place.
Mia.
Whatever. They're both dead at this point. I mean, they're basically the same character now. They're both in the same body 90% of the time.
Nah, fucking Mia has Pearl for that now.
Yeah, thankfully.
Which is even younger.
Brings up some precious memories. Memories I thought I'd never raise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Also, probably because she keeps on possessing her sister and
No matter what, always believe in your clients. In the court of law, your greatest weapon is belief.
No, that's not true.
5 long years. That's how long it took for us to get Harvest back.
Please stop. No.
I'm fucking tired.
I know.
Something has happened. It made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that's a story for another day, thank God. The end.
And we'll never hear the glorious man, Doug Swallow, ever again. That's my dude right there.
Who's the motherfucker with the long nose? Who's Pinocchio over here?
Oh, that's the other guy I'm gonna be voicing.
Fucking Pinocchio.